That's Mike.
And that's Drew.
And this is Sam Tabor.
Hello.
Sam Tabor is a Cincinnati-based YouTuber, skater, and professional handboarder. Sam has been posting videos of skateboarding, funny moments, and fun stuff since 2012. His 1,786 videos have nearly 278 million views. At the time of recording, he's nearing a major milestone of hitting 1 million subscribers. Follow the link in the bio to subscribe to his channel. Also, check out his second channel, Sam Tabor Gaming, and his music, The Farewell Friend. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Yeah, it was interesting looking into your background. So let's start right there. Growing up, when did you start skateboarding?
I never remember like the exact age, but I know it was somewhere between like 6 and 8 years old. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It was a mixture. It was Tony Hawk Pro Skater and my brother got me into skating. And I remember I got like I think I got like a Hot Wheels, like this tiny little Hot Wheels skateboard when I think I was 6. Could be wrong, but around there. And yeah, me and my brother, who was 6 years older than me, got Tony Hawk, and we just played it like crazy. And then we started skating in the driveway. And that's how it all began. All of the neighborhood friends got skateboards, and we all thought we were really good and we were awful, but yeah.
You clearly kept it up and progressed pretty far into the skating career. So where were you based when you started skating?
The Louisville area. Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in a town called LaGrange. Yeah, it was just a small place. But yeah, skateboarding became somewhat prominent, at least in my friend group in that little town. So
yeah, that was what I was going to ask about, what the skating scene was like there back then. I remember growing up, and I sort of had the same introductory experience into skateboarding with doing it with neighborhood friends. And we had a couple places around Cincinnati back then that we could go to for parks. What was it like in LaGrange? Did you have any access to places where you could go try more difficult tricks or difficult features, anything like that?
I pretty much like just grew up skating in my cul-de-sac. But there was a LaGrange skate park, and it's still there. It hasn't changed much. And it's just not a good skate park. I want them to update it. But I lived like 25 minutes away from the Louisville skate park, which is like a monster giant, like Tony Hawk demo skate park.
Oh, really? I've never been there.
Yeah, it's they've updated it since then. But yeah, it like first got built when I was a kid, and we went there a lot, and it was too big for me. Like it's like that skate park's made for giants. Like it's insane. But yeah, that's that. And my cul-de-sac is kind of where I learned how to skate.
Did you guys build like ramps in the cul-de-sac and stuff?
we bought yeah, we kind of did. We bought these X Factor like Walmart plastic black ramps. I actually have a really say what?
It was that tabletop one, right?
Yeah, the one where it's like black. It's like this tall, and then it's yeah. And if you like,
I remember
it'll
those.
just like fall off. I have a really funny story about that actually. We when I was like, I don't know, 10, we posted flyers everywhere, me and all my friends around the neighborhood, and we said we were gonna have this like crazy X Games contest, and like everyone should come. And so all these parents came to someone's driveway, and I remember you know like the trick rock to fakie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So on those X Factor ramps, you can just stall one forever. And so we were like doing a longest rock to fakie contest. And I like got up and just basically stood on the ramp for like 12 minutes, and people just started leaving. Like, but everyone was counting. Everyone was like shouting and counting out loud, like 37, 38. Like it was awful. And then finally I just dropped back in. It would be really funny if I didn't land it.
That would be very funny.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's kind of getting to something I wanted to ask you about too. And I noticed it in all your videos, and we talked about some of your goofy videos before our recording today. Was this sense of humor something that just naturally grew up with you, or did you have some influences that got you into just being a very funny person? Your channel's about sharing funny moments, but as a personality, your personality on screen is hilarious.
I like acted like an idiot when I was a kid. Like I was the type of kid that thought random was funny, like no matter what, like just making a dumb noise in public was funny.
Okay.
So just really like immature humor. And then I don't know, I guess like growing up, it's shaped a little bit differently. But like when I first started my channel, I didn't know how to be funny on camera or anything. And I think over time, I just got a little better at it. I personally don't think I'm that funny, but obviously there are other people that do. When I edit my own videos, I'm like, oh, I'm really annoying. I'm not so much funny. I'm just really annoying. Yeah, I guess it just kind of morphed over time.
Yeah, and from my perspective, your channel it's great in the sense that it seems like you're not being fake at all. It's the real you. This is who you are, and you might not find yourself funny, but I think that real you comes out, and people can associate with it, right? They understand.
Yeah,
this guy's not faking it. This is just who he is, and they don't need to follow like an actor or something like that, which is great.
That's good to hear because that's what I go for. I mean, obviously, like, you know, I'm not always super peppy and stuff like that, but that's kind of like, you know, a job as a YouTuber is you want to, you don't want to be boring. You want to like entertain, and that is how I act and goof off with friends. Like that's what we do.
But it shows like when you meet your subscribers and you hang out with them, it's the same person. It's not like you're peppy on camera and then off camera someone meets you and you're just like this grumpy old man and get this away from me. Don't come over.
Yeah, I've met people like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw there's a video on your channel of you going to Sky Zone for the first time, and kids come up to you and like, hey, I know who you are, and you just are like, hey, you want to be in the vlog? Hop in, and it's awesome. You know, you can tell that you're a very approachable person from that sense, and you're not over the top. I mean, you have almost 1 million subscribers, and it doesn't get to you. You just continue to be the same person, which is awesome.
Well, thank you. The funny thing is about the 1 million subscriber thing, that's like it's a big number, but it took so long to get there. And some channels have 1 million subscribers and they're way more popular than me. You know what I mean? It's like they got there in a year or even less. And that, you know, that all happened very quick and everyone knows who they are. I've talked about this a couple times, like with people like me, and it takes this long. It still feels like it's a small community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And community is something we want to talk about later on, but it seems like you are very, very, very involved with yours. And that makes sense of like, you're probably getting a follower who's a friend of a subscriber, right? Where the people that you talk about who grow from 100,000 to 1 million in 6 months, they might have made a viral video on Instagram or TikTok or something, and people are just subscribing, but they don't necessarily watch every video and get involved in it. They're just subscribed because they just got him, they saw them. So I think that's really
a good way to think about it.
Your channel for sure.
Yeah.
So back to your background, right? So you start skating. In the background of most of your videos, obviously new set here, but in the old ones, you always had some kind of musical instrument in the background. And in your intro, we talked about the Farewell Friend. So when did you start your musical career?
I still don't really feel like I have a musical career, but I started playing music around the same age I started skateboarding. And I've actually always been more into music than skateboarding until I started like filming it all the time. But like music was what I wanted to do like forever. And the skateboarding thing just kind of worked out, honestly. But I feel like I'm better. Like I feel like I'm more talented, I guess, at music than skateboarding. And to me, it's kind of funny that the skateboarding is what took off.
Really?
Yeah. To me, I think that, yeah.
Because from my perspective as a skateboarder, you're a fantastic skateboarder, right? And you always say that you're not great. Even when you were talking, you're like, oh, I'm not the best on Revive, but you're still a sponsored skateboarder. You're still part of a team, and you're still a fantastic skateboarder. You can do more tricks than 85% of the kids who comment on your videos as like, oh, whatever, right?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it surprises me. I've got to get more involved in listening to your music, because if that's what you say, then
I mean, take what I say as a grain of salt, but like playing an instrument is more natural to me than like learning any trick on a. See, okay, so the reason why I don't think I'm a great skateboarder is because I know great skateboarders. And I've met a lot of pros, and I've met a lot of just really, really naturally gifted skaters. And I think it kind of humbled me a little bit.
Right.
From my skill level, because I'm like, these guys just get it. Like they picked up a board and they just understood it. For me, it's like if I learn a trick, it's like a year-long process to get that trick down. It's a thing.
But
like I know.
Closer.
Say what?
But like picking up an instrument, if you hear a song, you could probably go and play it, or
I can figure it out. Yeah.
Figure it out a lot.
I mean, not all songs, but like a lot of stuff I can pretty quickly figure stuff out.
How'd you get your start with music? What'd you start playing? What was the first instrument you got?
I played guitar at first, and pretty much every one of my hobbies I like picked up because my brother picked it up first.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, like my brother. He started playing. Well, actually, my mom. She played a little bit of piano, but she is like a phenomenal singer.
Oh, cool.
She's like really, really talented. My dad too has like a musical background. They both like studied music in college, I think.
When I was in like third grade or so, I used to carry a Walkman around all the time. Those headphones that would wrap behind your head. And I listened to this Aerosmith Greatest Hits album just on repeat, week in, week out. And
that's awesome.
That year was when I was like, I want to play guitar like that. I want to be able to do that. So it was in like fourth grade. It was an old PV. It was like one of those combo boxes that you get the amp and the beginner guitar.
I had that too.
Inside.
Yeah.
Did you really?
It was like a first act, I think.
Oh yeah.
First act guitar and amp.
Did you stick with guitar the whole time, or have you branched out into other instruments too?
Guitar has always been like the main one, I think. And then I can play piano, but I don't like compared to people that play piano. I don't really play piano, you know. But I can like figure stuff out on it. Drums is probably my favorite. Drums is like it's the most fun thing of all time. And then I actually played trumpet in middle school and violin. I've played violin when I was super young. I don't remember at all how to play violin now. Like I haven't picked one up in forever, but
yeah,
pick it up and play like a little bit. Understand?
I don't know. I haven't held a violin since I was 8.
That would be a really
so maybe
that'd be really cool. Find someone with a violin, pick it up, see.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
That's awesome, and obviously you've stuck with music since then. It's clearly a path, not going anywhere for you.
Right. I definitely don't like play it as much, but it's always going to be like a big part of my life.
And are you when you with the Farewell Friend, are you doing all that on your own? Are you making all the music yourself? Like
the first stuff, yes, and I actually know nothing about mixing and mastering because you have to like go to school for that crap.
Oh yeah.
And it's so complicated. And so I actually met someone through a friend. His name's Mike Schwartz, and the most recent stuff he's been. He's a sound engineer, so he's been doing that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But due to COVID, we haven't been making anything.
Right. Well, that's put a damper on a lot of things. Not your channel though. You've seemed to do a pretty good on the channel side, continuing to do that. So
it gets tough, but yeah, it's easier with the gaming stuff because you sit at a computer and play video games.
Right.
With a skateboarding channel, it's a little more difficult to have to try to get creative.
Yeah, you've kept safety, wearing a mask and being out in public and not so close to people. And so at the beginning of that answer you just gave, you talked about filming. And so when did you start filming yourself? And I guess when you were a kid, you probably had one in the neighborhood, or how did that happen?
Yeah. We had like, I don't know what camera, but we had this old, I think I had the camera right there, actually.
Awesome.
The camera is right there. Hang on, I'm gonna get it. Hang on.
Yeah.
This is for our YouTube watchers here.
This camera.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Is what me and my brother filmed with when I was like 10. And yeah, we just it's a little Sony Handycam. And
what were some of your first video projects?
Perfect.
There's like like literally on this tape in this camera, I could show you, but I'm not going to because it's embarrassing. But I used to try to make stop motion Bionicle videos. Do you guys remember Bionicles?
Oh, of course.
I do. Yeah, absolutely.
So I tried to make stop motion Bionicle videos, and it was like a disaster because like it was just awful. The humor you said that you enjoy, it was definitely like me trying to do voiceovers of Bionicles, and it was horrible. I've thought about like re-editing it and putting it on YouTube to like show how
I
big of
bet
an
it would be
idiot I
pretty
was.
successful. Yeah, I think you'd get a lot of viewers on that.
So we did
A
that.
1 million follower video. Bionicle.
Oh man.
Attack.
Spoiler alert, in the 1 million follower video, there's a little bit like a very small amount of skate footage from when me and my brother filmed together in the
that's
cul-de-sac.
really cool.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, he would just like film, me trying to kickflip and stuff and some weird. Rodney Mullen was my favorite, so I always tried to do like freestyle tricks.
That makes sense. If you started with like the original Tony Hawk games, he was in it.
Yeah, he's the only person I played as.
And so when we're talking about that, were you playing N64? What system were we playing on?
I was actually I'm assuming on the for the first game, but my favorite was the second game, which I think was PlayStation.
Yeah. Or it
think
might have been on Dreamcast too.
I never had a Dreamcast
either. My cousin did, and he always had this army game, and I always went to his house and always wanted to play it. I never
really.
and I have it behind
all the Tony Hawks. You still have it?
Oh yeah, I have it, and so I'm in my basement, and I wired a 30-foot cable, so it goes out and then back to all my AV rack, and so behind the TV it wires back into the TV, so you can sit at the bar I'm sitting at, and you can play N64 on that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
It's going to come out. We're going to play NFL Blitz. It's by far our favorite game on N64.
Oh, nice. I did not understand football games.
You don't need to. Actually, I know nothing about football. I'm on the same page as you.
The plays that it shows
that
you have to choose, I just choose one and then don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so you can just do that? Okay.
Yeah, we just played Blitz for the sheer carnage of it. It's like over the top tackles, like you like get in people's faces, like gloat over them when you tackle them.
That's awesome.
Pick them up and throw them. It's not even actual football. It's just like
not even close.
Dang. I got to try that out.
Yeah, you should 100%. We'll have it one day if we ever come out. If I come out to Ohio, I'll bring it with me. We can
nice
meet up and play.
Super down.
Okay, so you fell in love with filming with your brother and I guess all the kids in the neighborhood. As you grew up, you are moving around or doing kind of changing your location. Then you get to college, and before you're in college, you already had a YouTube channel, right?
It was I started it the summer between high school and college.
Okay.
Oh,
that's a really cool like project. Why did you start a YouTube channel?
Do you guys know who Andy Schrock is?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's like one of my best friends now, which is funny, but legitimately, like I was just in my room and I got on YouTube and decided I wanted to get back into skateboarding because I stopped skating in high school, like at the beginning of high school. Didn't mean to. It's not like I meant to quit. I just kind of fell out of it because no one else skated. And I typed in literally skateboarding on YouTube and he was the dude that popped up. Wow. And the first video I clicked on was him skating a park. It was Ollie's skate park, indoor. It's gone now, which is very sad, but huge indoor skate park in Kentucky. And I was like, oh, whoa, this dude lives in Kentucky, which he doesn't, but I thought he did. And I just like binge watched his videos like for a long time. And I was just a huge Andy Schrock fan. So
that's so interesting.
That's what got me started.
That's such an interesting story to trace back to that moment of like, I stopped skateboarding and I wanted to get back into it. And the simple YouTube search was what you could argue turned into something so much bigger. That's super cool.
Yeah. He had a series called We Want Revenge, and we haven't made one in a long time, but he had a series called that. And I just related to it so much. It was just him being an idiot with his friends skateboarding. And I was like, that's exactly what I did. Like it was awesome.
What do you remember YouTube being like back then compared to what it is now?
It's kind of it's just more popular now. Like it was popular back then, but it was like less professional back then.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't treat it like I treated YouTube as like a whatever back then. Like I was just like,
Yeah.
just throw this up. I don't care. So
And at that
not
time,
much has changed though.
yeah, but you were editing digitally, or you were off of a mini DV and into a digital.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I recorded like my first few videos just with like an iPhone
Oh wow.
and edited it in iMovie probably. Actually, yeah, I used iMovie for like a year.
And that's such a good thing too, because I feel like so many kids these days are like, I want to start a channel, I want to do something, I want to get out there, but they're like, oh, but I got to go and buy this camera on this guy's, at the bottom of this page, he has all this equipment. It's $1,000 camera, and then I got to get this like rig, and I got to get this software and a laptop. And the reality is, you don't need that to start your channel. You don't need any of that stuff to do it.
You can be a successful channel with an iPhone and iMovie if you wanted.
Yeah.
Actually, John Hill, I could be wrong about this now. He might use other stuff now, but I know for a while he used just an iPhone 11 or an iPhone 10, and this was recent. Like whenever that phone came out, that's all he used for like a long time, and he kills it.
Yeah, he's got great videos. He's got great content in general. I mean,
yeah,
you can do that. And one of the cool goals that we have is obviously to inspire that next generation. I think you hit a great point. It's like, I started it by doing this, and I had this equipment, and that's what I had at the time. So I just wanted to do it because you followed a mentor who is now, which is awesome. He was in your wedding, right? So like you followed this dream because someone put it out there, and then you were like, I could do that. I want to do that. Now you've gotten to a point where your mentor, or who you looked up to, is now one of your best friends. It's really interesting.
Right. Yeah. Now we pick on each other.
Yeah. As all good friends do.
That's such a cool story.
Yeah. I think my biggest advice for someone that like wants to start something and they don't know how, at least with video stuff, is make videos just to make them and get better at it. Like my first video, I deleted my first videos because they're awful. Or not deleted, I unlisted them, and I was genuinely embarrassed by just the way I talked and stuff. Like I just had no personality, but I'm glad I did that though, because you slowly get better at it. And honestly, like, I'm not saying copy people, but like get your inspiration and then like try to do your own thing with that. That was what I tried to do. So
it makes total sense. I mean, and you just got to start somewhere. You can always pivot, kind of like but you've stayed pretty true to your channel. And so now you're in college, right? You somewhere between high school and college. You're in college as someone who's posting on YouTube. And what is that like? What's being a collegiate student as well as a YouTuber? Like how was the dynamic? Did people know who you were when you were posting videos?
No. It was pretty small. Like it was really small. I only remember one person in my college that like came up to me one time, and we actually skated together after he came up to me. Like it was I wasn't at a level or anything, but something I like think back on all the time, which is where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that, is I was majoring in communications because I didn't know at all what I mean, not to diss communications at all. It's just like, I didn't know what to do. So I just chose that. And honestly, I learned a lot from communications. I legitimately think it helped me with talking.
Yeah.
Like on camera.
I bet.
But yeah, I did this one, like public speaking project one time about how to be a YouTuber, and I was so small on YouTube that I really didn't even know what I was talking about. And I like think back to that moment, and I'm just like, why did I do that? Like that's such a, I don't know. But no, to answer your question, it didn't really affect anything. I wasn't like blowing up on YouTube or anything. And in fact, I dropped out of college. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't have to follow. The thing is, you don't have to follow your dreams, but you should follow a path that suits whatever you want to do. And
yeah,
do that.
So yeah, I dropped out of college because it's a long story, but basically I went to Ollie's skate park, that skate park that Andy had in the first video that I saw of him. And there's this guy named Jace that was a huge like person in his videos. He's just a little kid. And I know Jace now. Jace lives in California and he's like so good at skating. But yeah, he was a little kid when I met him. And I was like, you're Jace. Like I saw him at Ollie's. I was like, you're friends with Andy and stuff. And we like played a game of skate and we talked a lot. And he was like, we're actually coming back tomorrow. Or like Tuesday, or like in 3 days or something like that. If you want to come up and hang out. And I was like, okay. And so I went there and they all showed up and me and Andy talk about this now, but the first thing I ever said to Andy was I just yelled his name in the middle of him trying a trick and he fell really hard. And I don't think it was because of me. He doesn't remember any of this now. I've told about it and I was just a fan. Like I was just a person and he was like, hey, what's up? And then like, he was really nice. And then I made like a commercial for Revenge Skateboards, which was his company back then before it was Revive. And he said a random person like emailed that to him or Facebook messaged it to him or something of that commercial. And he loved it. And it was like, yo, we're going to Ollie's next weekend at this time. You should meet up with us. And that's just how I started hanging out. And I started going to Cincinnati, where they're based, every single weekend from Kentucky, which is almost like a 2-hour drive. And I really, really in my head thought I had a future with doing this. And I was like, college is really getting in the way. And so I dropped out. And yeah, that's the story of that, basically.
It's no different than the story of like some of the major companies in the world, right? They didn't drop out because they couldn't handle the workload or because they were there. They had a vision of something and they saw it and they took it, and you're clearly riding that wave, man. And congratulations to you, because it's an awesome thing to watch.
Got real lucky, like just a bunch of chances that ended up working out.
I don't know if
those are such great stories though, and definitely being in the right place at the right time.
Definitely, like that's all. I mean, I think I still would have done this even if that stuff never happened. And since the YouTube skateboarding community is so small, I do think somehow we would have crossed paths.
Yeah.
But the fact that it happened that way, I think it's just really lucky.
It's really cool.
Well,
what was the threshold in your decision-making process for actually dropping out? Was it that moment of meeting them that you were like, all right, that's the direction I'm going to go? Or was it more of a difficult process for you to actually come to that decision?
I was in college for a year and a half, I think. And I think I met them my second semester of college. So like 6 months into it. So I was in college for like another year at least, I think.
Gotcha.
Going there every single weekend. And I had like a job working as I don't even know what it was. It was like a student desk job, basically, where I like in the big college building, I was the guy that people just came up to me and asked me questions. And if I didn't know, I just was like, hey, you know this? And then I locked up at night and I was doing that. And then, college homework and trying to post, I want to say daily videos. I don't remember if it was daily at the time, but back then I also posted like 1-minute videos.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Yeah. Which was like, if my old stuff on YouTube was literally like, we would go and skate a curb for a minute and then I would put it up on YouTube. Like that's all I did. Like, that was the quality of my channel back then. But yeah, I was doing that. And I think the moment that like, I really was like, I need to drop out. It was a few months process of me thinking about this, but like the college work that I was doing felt so useless to me. For what I wanted to do. And I've always had like a ton of anxiety, like my entire life. And it was just building up like crazy. Yeah. And I just had to get out. And I told my parents and I was like, I'm going to be smart about it. Like I'm going to have a job. I'm not just going to rely on, I couldn't live off YouTube yet. So I worked at like UPS for a while and then Chick-fil-A for a while. And yeah.
How many times did you say my pleasure?
100,000 a day.
I can't even imagine.
If you said you're welcome so, like one of the managers would be looking at you.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
People always make fun of it, but I figured oh,
it's a thing for sure.
dang.
Also, I will say that was a great job. Like as far as fast food goes, everyone there was super cool. I mean, maybe it was just my location, but like, I don't know, very, very cool group of people. I actually made a lot of friends through that job for 6 months.
Hire
That's
the
really
right
cool.
people too. I mean, everyone you go
Yeah,
to
for
is
sure.
friendly. It's not like they hate their job. It's not like you go to, I don't know, Sonic and the person comes out and just like, what are you
Right?
doing? And can you eat Chick-fil-A still?
Oh yeah, I got addicted to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true. I didn't learn this there. I'm pretty sure they put. I mean, what if I get sued for saying this? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they put sugar in their batter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I would.
that wouldn't surprise me.
To make it just like amazing. But I didn't see that. Just off the record, I didn't see that.
Whatever they're doing is working for me. I like it.
Good.
I could eat Chick-fil-A almost every day. Yeah, my wife and I love it. And the biggest thing we just had a baby and she became
congrats.
gluten intolerant. Thanks. And gluten intolerant. And so now like we're always like, oh, we should go to Chick-fil-A. And she's like, oh, I really don't want to get the grilled nuggets. It's like
Yeah.
it's definitely put a hindrance on that. So you drop out of college and you moved to Cincinnati then.
Yeah.
Yep. And now you're in Cincinnati. You have your channel. You're growing that channel, skating with the guys from now. I'm going to guess it's now Revive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was in college when the name change was happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I think this is when we can talk about our favorite social media as a group. We talked about this before we started, and Vine. So you're doing Vine and YouTube at this point and kind of creating a personality on the Vine channel?
I guess you could say that. Vine, I didn't take Vine serious. Like, no part of me ever thought Vine was serious to me. Like, I was on Vine just for the memes. There were Viners, like Logan
Mm-hmm.
Paul, like people like that.
Right.
I personally never ever was trying to do that. I don't even remember how many Vine followers I have. It wasn't a huge number or anything. I pretty much posted like whatever on it. I don't think anything ever went viral or anything.
But it still, I think, gave you the presence that you're looking for and more practice, right? More camera practice, more funny, creating the character who is you, putting yourself out there. And I think that's an important thing. And compilations, putting them all together was a big thing. And you did that a couple times on your channel, I think up to 7 times. And so that was interesting that you followed. I think Drew and I talked about this before, is you seem to follow a lot of trending concepts out there, which would fall back to that, right?
Yeah.
Fine. Getting into the compilation style today. I mean, some of your most viewed videos are the bottle flipping.
Yeah.
Which you take not just general bottle flipping. Like, it's not like a kid or I mean, myself, I would be terrible like throwing it and doing one flip. You're doing some seriously impressive items with a water bottle, right? And you take
I don't know how the bottle flip thing. I mean, I do know how it happened, but it's weird how it happened. Yeah.
It is weird.
You want to talk more about it?
Yeah. So I in no way started that trend, but I will say there was a crazy coincidence that so my friend Ryan Bracken, another YouTuber, we literally were at the skate park and we were going to film a skate video. And then it started raining and there was some like awnings, like, little areas. And we went under there to hide from the rain and we just started bottle flipping. And I was like, screw it. I need a video for tomorrow. I'll just start let's just do a funny bottle flip video. And you can watch it. It's the first bottle flip video we made. And it got like millions of views, like pretty quick. And none of the bottle flips were like impressive. It was just us goofing off. And to me, my whole channel is like this is my opinion, but not being great at anything, but it's still fun to watch.
I would say you're still pretty great at some things, but definitely everything you do is fun to watch.
Like, there's people better than me at every single thing that I do, but I do think people come back and watch me, just because it's like more relatable, which is it's the exact same reason why I loved watching Andy. You know,
Right.
he's not the best skateboarder I've ever seen. He knows that. But he was my most favorite person to watch just because of how much fun everyone had. So yeah, the bottle flip thing blew up, and then that month, all you saw everywhere was bottle flipping. And I'm not saying it was because of me. I think I didn't even know that was a trend right then. And then I think I just did it at the right moment. I have no idea what happened, but every single bottle flip video we did so well for a really long time. And I still think they're really, like, I didn't just do it because it's trendy. We legitimately had a lot of fun doing those. Like, if you watch them before clicking on it, a lot of people think it's like, oh, this is like a kids video. And then you watch it and it's like a bunch, like, it's just two idiots just trying to, you know what I mean? It's to me, it was just having fun, doing whatever. Like,
I'll reiterate that from a viewer's perspective for sure, because I went in researching your channel, and I was looking at these bottle flipping videos. Like, I don't think I would ever be interested in something like that. I had never watched one before, really. I knew of the trend when it was going on, and I watched one of you, and I forget your buddy's name, but you were in the park, and it was so funny. It was so compelling. A lot of it is definitely your personality on camera making that very funny, and commenting, wow, we're just two dudes in a park right now flipping bottles. People probably think we're so strange, but
yeah,
it's funny. And then the ideas of like, I'm going to flip it and it's going to roll down the slide and then try and land in the mulch. It's just funny.
Yeah,
it's very entertaining.
I mean, and it's also fun to do. Like, as dumb as it sounds, like, you can really have fun doing whatever.
There is a strange satisfaction in watching it.
I do stuff like that all the time off camera. Like, I'll spend like 30 minutes sometimes just trying to flip my chapstick. Like, you know, it's not something I wouldn't do. And they got a lot of hate too. When I say a lot, it got way more, approval. But yeah, there were definitely people like, you're trying to ride the trend. And number one, it's like, well, yeah, people like it a lot and they're really popular. So of course I am. But also, it's not like we hate doing it. It's fun. It's really fun to do. And I would literally do it not filming. And I do it not filming, just goofing off. Like,
it seems to
whatever.
Your personality. And it falls into the same kind of category, I would say, as like skateboarding. It's a skill. You're flipping something, catching.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, there's not much difference than kick flipping, right?
Kickflipping takes a little more practice.
It does,
but
okay.
I do think bottle flipping, the reason why it was so popular is because it's really accessible.
Yeah.
It's like really like
true.
Anyone, like a baby has bottle flips. Like, you know what I mean? Not everyone can.
And you can do it anywhere.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I was going to ask, like, nerd out and ask what's the proper liquid to air ratio and what's the best bottle to use.
The best bottle to use for sure is a Gatorade or Powerade bottle, but it has to be the old style of bottle. It can't be that new crap where it's a sphere at the bottom.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The spheres don't work. The spheres are bad. And the good liquid to air ratio is a little less than half.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of practice
me.
and a lot of research into that. Yeah, I trust you.
Unfortunately.
Flavors flip differently. Yeah,
red definitely double flips, but no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Your eyes got big for a second. You're like,
we're going to get stocked up on red Gatorade.
Yeah.
Costco run after this.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, this is exactly the moment. I'm sorry for those who are listening. He just drank a sip of coffee. Whenever you're on Andy's channel, as well as on your channel, you're pretty much walking around with a cup of coffee. What's the consumption rate per day?
This is my second cup today.
Okay.
And happy hour is going on right now. And I know my wife, she didn't get it earlier, so she wants it later. So 3. That's embarrassing. Like, I'm not kidding. That's a real thing that is going on today. Like, I drank one. This one was left over from yesterday. And I asked her earlier, I was like, do you want to get coffee right now? And she's like, no, happy hours from 2 to 7. So she's like, you get your refill then. But honestly, usually two a day. And I don't go to Starbucks every day. Starbucks is actually a newer thing. We haven't been going because of COVID, but they're actually super safe over there. But we just buy iced coffee. That's what I usually drink.
Oh, nice. Do you ever try making it yourself? Like a cold
brew? We actually were going to buy like a legit coffee pot, but we just use a Keurig. We use a Keurig in that iced coffee that we buy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I make a shot of espresso or a little coffee, and I pour cold brew in it. It's my favorite.
Nice. Yeah, that's what we need to do with how big of coffee snobs we are.
I mean, we were talking about your order. You're very particular about what you want.
I'm a very yeah. I can't say I'm a coffee snob when I go to Starbucks. Well, if I was a coffee snob, I would be like, local only, the specific, I don't know.
I love the nitrogenated coffee though. The nitro brew is so good.
Oh, it's so good. That's what I'm drinking right now.
That's a pretty new trend on the coffee scale.
It's like beer coffee. It's like like the bubbly coffee. It's great,
but not too much. Not too bubbly.
Not too bubbly. It's a good amount.
Great,
unless they screwed up.
So back to your channel. You are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why are we here? Yeah. When did the YouTube channel start picking up for you? Was it during college, or was it until after college that it started gaining steam, and how so?
There were my channel's so weird because it's not like all of a sudden booming.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's very periodic moments. I guess the very first push was when I started hanging out with Revenge. That was the first little push. I had one video called "How to Set Up Your Skateboard."
Yeah,
that was my first video that got 100,000 views, and it was, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I set up a skateboard like totally the wrong way, like boards upside down, trucks are backwards. Really dumb video actually, but like that's just how I started, I guess. But yeah, that was a little bump, and then the biggest bump was when I made I Can't Even, which was after I dropped out.
Oh, yeah.
I was working at Chick-fil-A. And
okay.
My manager, like, that blew up. And I don't really mind saying this. I remember I was making like $4 a day on YouTube. And the day it blew up, I made 600 that day. And to me, that was the moment. Like when I saw that difference, that was the moment where I was like, I can do this. Like I like, this is like where I could like make it a job. You know what I mean? And I know that bump was just from a viral video. You know what I mean? Like that's just what happened when a viral video exploded. But yeah, it was like it was number one on the front page of Reddit. And,
no way.
Yeah, someone just posted. I've never used Reddit, but that someone just posted it there. And I went into Chick-fil-A that day to work. And I was just freaking out. Like I was like, it was just crazy. And my manager told me I should quit.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if she just wanted to get rid of me. No, I'm just kidding. She was really cool. But she was like, "Are you seeing this?" And was like freaking out for me. I was like, "Yeah, like what the heck?" And then she was like, "You should quit." And I was like, "Oh." And I didn't quit.
All right, see you later.
Yet. Yeah, I didn't quit just yet, but she was like, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, if that keeps up, yeah, like, which obviously it dipped back down like crazy. It's just that one day it was viral, and I should honestly go back and look at the channel analytics, but I could totally be wrong about this, but I thought I remembered gaining like 70,000 subscribers in a week.
Wow.
And I could don't quote that though, because I could totally be wrong, but in my brain, that's what I remember. Maybe it was like 30,000 or something, but I remember my channel like tripled in 1 week or something like that.
That's surreal.
And yeah, it just like, it blew my mind. It gave me like a new perspective on like, okay, I could actually like do this. But yeah, that was the other bump. And then the big bump, honestly, like the biggest bump was the bottle flip thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was bigger than I Can't Even, which is funny because I Can't Even is definitely like more people have seen that somehow, not just on my YouTube channel. I mean, people have shared that. Like someone, they stole it. They just didn't tag me, you know?
Yeah.
And they cut out my outro and it got like 44 million views on Facebook or something.
Holy cow.
Wow.
So like, that's definitely the most viral video I've ever made because other people shared it and took it. And like, that used to make me mad. And now I don't care at all anymore. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, that seems like it would be a point of pride for somebody to say like, yeah, I contributed to that, like that cultural idea, that cultural thing.
Yeah, Hot Topic. I walked into Hot Topic one day, which I never go to Hot Topic, but we were just in the mall and I walked in, and they had a big bin of buttons, like just pins, and I don't know how this happened, but I picked one up and I took a picture of this. It's on Instagram. I picked one up and it said, on a scale of 1 to even, I can't, which is my line. And
Yeah.
I didn't make, a lot of people think I made it, the phrase I can't even, and I didn't at all. I made that video making like poking fun at people saying I can't even, because at the time that's what people were saying it like crazy. And I was like, you can't even what? So I made a video about it.
My favorite line of the video is I'm odding right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I picked up a button and it said, on a scale of 1 to even, I can't, which is word for word my line. I didn't like,
Wow.
that was me that said that. And I looked at it and I was in shock. I was like, I wasn't mad. I was just like, people are like taking this idea. And I will never forget this. This is the funniest thing in the world to me. Probably had to be there, but the Hot Topic employee had clown makeup on. And he was like, "Can I help you with something?" He was like, and I just looked at him and I was like, "This is my line." Like that, and I was just in shock and I was like, "This is my line." And he looked at me and goes, like that? And I was like, "No, like I made a video," and in mid me talking, he just walked away. I talked to my friend Max Mayberry, he's also on Revive, and I told him that story, and he was like, "Dude, like the guy in clown makeup thought you were crazy." Like, which no judgment to that guy at all. Like I know how that sounds. It's just like so weird. Like, and then I started looking through the other buttons, like to see. I was like, "What are the odds I just picked that up?" And they were everywhere.
Wow,
Like
that's
that
so
button
cool.
was everywhere. It's not like I chose the one button or anything.
I mean, that's amazing that something that you came from your mind has now become such a cultural phenomenon that at Hot Topic they've created a button. That's pretty awesome.
Powerpuff Girls also made an episode, not word for word taking it, but I got tagged in it like crazy of like pretty much the same Betty and Stacy dialogue in one of their episodes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
And I was actually
so cool.
I was actually really hyped on that. Like I think people like one of my friends was like, "Dude, you should patent it. You could make money from it." And I was like, "Dude, I don't care. It's fine." But yeah, you can find it somewhere, I'm sure. But they were like, "Oh my gosh, I literally can't even." And then the other one's like, "Can't even what?" And she's like even. Like I literally can't even. Like that was in a Powerpuff. And I was like, "What the heck? I did that." But I was hyped on it. I think that's really cool.
That is,
Yeah, that is really cool.
That's amazing. So you have a bunch of other. So let's get back to this. What's your creative process? How do you determine what you're going to post? Come up with a video. It sounds like you're pretty fluid on it, right? You started bottle flipping because the skate park was rained out. So it seems like you're fluid. But do you have like a schedule? Do you come up with something in advance?
So it's funny you brought that up because every single video that I just brought up, like all the really popular ones, all of my most popular videos almost are ones that I didn't have a plan for. And I was like, well, I need a video for tomorrow.
Wow.
Because to me, schedule has always in the thing. Like now
Mhm.
I post Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on my skate channel, and then 5 times a week on my gaming channel. So 8 videos a week.
Wow.
Although I have an editor for the gaming channel, so that helps
Oh, that's
a
cool.
lot.
Yeah.
But like I can't even was me panicking that I didn't film a skate video that day. So I was up at like 2 a.m. and I was like, well, I'll just do this. Like that's what happened. And then I just like barely wrote a script on my iPhone and I just like did it. And then it did awful the first 2 days. And then the third day it just exploded. So, but that's kind of beside the point. My process now, my wife actually helps me a lot. She comes up with a ton of ideas. It's honestly, it's insanely hard right now because of quarantine to do what I want to do. Like I want to do all these things. My favorite thing is hanging out with friends and the antics that happen. Which actually the video I posted today felt like an old video to me where I'm really hyped on because as me and Ryan Bracken were just like, I don't know, just the dialogue between the two of us. That's the kind of stuff I go for. But I didn't have a plan for that video that I posted today. I just started filming. The only thing that I for sure do is I make sure I post. I post Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And usually it just works out. Like sometimes I just come up with an idea real quick and do it. Something I try not to do is just like crap out videos. Like, cause it is hard to like have a schedule and not do that, which I for sure have done that. But at the same time, I won't post a video that I don't like.
I think it's a great mentality though. Cause your viewers clearly like what you like. So if you're not putting something out that you don't like, it's not gonna help you in any way. It's not gonna grow the channel. It's not gonna help you. So why do it?
Right. And I've not posted videos before. Like I've gotten halfway through a video and I'm just like, this sucks.
Wow.
Like I'm just not proud of it, you know? But yeah, that's my process is really just at this point doing it for this long. It's just like, I know what people like. I know what I kind of like doing. Like I said, it is really hard right now during quarantine. Like I'm doing a lot of different, like I'm doing like a lot of trampoline skating videos, like that kind of stuff. And I love doing that, but I have to keep on doing that kind of stuff if I want to maintain this schedule.
Yeah.
Because you just can't go out and skate.
But I think right now, the good thing of the other side of it is people are stuck at home. So at night or during the day, they're going to watch something. And if they're in tune with their channel, like we talked about at the beginning, they like you. So they're going to watch your channel. You're not getting the fan favorite person over here. You're getting someone who likes Sam Tabor and buys the brand. So they're going to watch whatever.
Right. Yeah, that's the goal. I want the content, like what we're actually doing, kind of to be secondary. And I want just me and my friends hanging out to be like the primary thing. Because that's what made me fall in love with skateboarding all over again. It wasn't the skateboarding itself. It was, you know, watching people have fun hanging out. To me, that was the fun part.
You definitely, I mean, recently you posted the video with, I think it was you and Ryan, where you skated, he did handboarding.
Yeah, we switched it up where he does the handboarding. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing enough, and I think that was what I was referring to in the beginning was where you're still being safe, you're maintaining distance, you're figuring ways to do it. I think you're pretty creative still in that process. So,
thanks.
Hats off to you. Other ones, so like, you know, I'm gonna guess this one might fall into the category of where we're buying my dog everything she touches.
Yeah, that was all Catherine. That was all Catherine's idea.
Oh, that's awesome.
She comes up with a lot of great like view, like it would get a lot of views, like stuff like that. And they take more effort. And like she went with, this is before quarantine, but she was just browsing YouTube like for ideas and she saw other people were doing that and she was like, that would be fun. Let's do it. So we just did it. She also came up with the surprising my dog with 1,000 balls. So she literally, like, I remember I got a text. She was in bed and I was playing a video game and I just got a text. She was like, I'm buying 1,000 balls. Okay. And that video did good. Yeah. Like,
what'd you do with them?
Well, our dog is obsessed with balls. And we put her in the living room and like blocked her off with couches, and then had a giant cardboard box filled with 1,000 balls and just poured it on her, and she lost her mind. Yeah,
And
it
is
was like
she
the
just
happiest.
like so happy now having a lifetime supply of tennis balls to hang out with?
We actually, I don't know where it was those colorful like
Oh yeah.
play
Oh, my mistake.
whatever. No, like the yeah, you know what I'm talking about, like those colorful like
Mhm.
plastic balls.
Mhm.
We did, she chewed them up like crazy, so we just put them up, and I don't know where they are now. I think they're like in the storage room or something, but yeah, she's not having access to those.
Yeah,
Tennis balls is a good idea though.
my dog tears tennis balls up and then she eats them. One of them.
Yeah, same.
The other one of my
Yeah,
dogs.
my dog just picks all the fur off of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does the same thing. Pulls the hair.
Yeah, we have to like get like the bowling balls for my dog, for her to not eat them.
It's just
So you mentioned some collaboration with your wife. What has been your approach to collaboration with other influencers or other YouTubers? I know you do a lot of stuff with the guys at Revive.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Pretty much all the collaborations I just happen to meet, with the exception of Jugglin' Josh. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's he says he's not the best juggler in the world, so I'll take his word for it, but he's one of the best jugglers in the world.
Cool.
He has like world records in Guinness and stuff. He's really good, and he just hit me up because he saw the trick shot videos I do, and he hit me up, and I looked at his channel. I was like, whoa, this guy is insane. And he was big. He had a big following. So that's like that's pretty much the only collaboration I can think of where I didn't know the person beforehand.
Yeah.
cool.
Pretty much everyone else, like like Chris Chan, pretty much anyone in California that I've made videos with. John,
Mhm.
I just met through traveling and skating. Like I met John through Nigel Alexander, who I met through Andy. Like it's just friends of friends. Like that, pretty much all the it's really funny. Skateboarding on YouTube is really small. Like it's not that big. There's not a ton of us. And I remember Chris Chan said the funniest thing to me one time. I just found it hilarious. I forgot the guy's name, but he was like, "Do you know who so-and-so is?" And I was like, "I don't think so." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so." And he goes, "He knows who you are." I was like, "Really?" And it was a skateboarding YouTuber, the guy he was talking about. And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Well, yeah, there's like 9 of us." And I just thought that was so funny because I never thought about that. I was like, "Yeah, there really is. It's like 9 of us. There's like 9 skateboarding YouTubers," which isn't true anymore. There's actually more now, but yeah, skateboarding is like not that big on YouTube.
But it's such an interesting medium to use because, I mean, growing up watching skateboarding, it was all major skateboarding outlets posted a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the only really way you could watch skateboarding, right? I remember when the DC video came out and I went to my buddy's house and we watched it together because he bought the DVD. So it's like you had to have access to the DVD or whatever it was that came out. Now, you can go with your iPhone to a park and videotape yourself with a curb,
Mm-hmm.
and now you can watch that on YouTube. It's an
Yeah.
amazing thing. Change the whole dynamic.
There's some, and for the longest time, I was actually, me and Chris talked about this. We were like, how have more people not done what we're doing? Like how like we've been doing it for years. You'd think there'd be new people, and actually there are new people now. That was a few years ago, but these new people, I don't know them, but we've talked online and stuff, and these new YouTube skaters are insane. They're so good. It's like they came out of nowhere and they're just really, really good.
But it's still not that many. Like
it's still not that many. No,
the community, it might have gone from 9 to 25, if that.
Probably not even that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are really small channels.
Yeah.
Like a bunch, but I'm talking like the ones where, a lot of people know who they are. Yeah.
It's pretty wild. So your channel, right? You have 12 videos with over 5 million views each. Which one was the first? Was it I Can't Even was the first million?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I can't even. I made a video with Andy's son, Ryden. It was when I went to Cincinnati like every weekend, and I like became like I stayed at Andy's house all the time, and Ryden was a toddler, and I made a video called 10 Minutes with a Toddler, which is really funny because the video is 2 minutes long. It made no sense. Like what I was meant, and I didn't do this to be funny either. I just didn't think about it. All the video is, that's another example of me being like, oh, I need a video for tomorrow. Can me and Ryden punch the stormtrooper balloon? And like the video, like there's nothing to it. It was me. I had the camera for 10 minutes and I was like, okay, Ryden, you have 10 minutes. Let's do whatever. And then there's like a stormtrooper balloon and he throws a bunch of balls at it and like punches it and stuff. There's nothing to it. And that video blew up out of nowhere. I have no idea. What happened.
I thought it was hilarious.
I think it just got into a bunch of recommended things, but like I literally remember one day I looked at it and it had like 6 million views all of a sudden.
Wow.
Like I didn't even know it was doing that well.
What does it feel like when you hit 1 million? Like what's that feeling?
It hasn't happened on a new video for a while, other than on my gaming channel. But when you hit 1 million, it officially is going to people that have no idea who you are. So you start getting way more hate.
Oh, wow.
If you go to like the most popular videos, at least for me, a bunch of people don't know who I am now on that. It's just that it got recommended. So the dislikes start like pouring in. Because at first, like videos like that, it's like all likes, like 99% likes, everybody thinks it's funny. And then it starts blowing up more and people are like, why is this on my recommended? This is so stupid. And I think the people that do like it are the people that have followed me for a little bit and they know what I'm about, you know? So when you start getting a bunch of views like that, that's definitely a thing.
So did you find that affecting you? Did you find that to be something that you had to deal with outside, or are you able to separate yourself and just be like, yeah,
I don't really care about dislikes on like a really popular video because I get it. It's people that don't know who I am. They're wondering why it's recommended, so they dislike it. So I don't really care about that. It would affect me more if it was a new video and I just don't understand why people don't like it, I guess. But that didn't really happen, honestly.
Yeah.
I pretty much know what people like, and I can almost predict. I can literally almost predict the amount of views and how well it's going to be perceived before I put out a video.
That's cool.
Like I know when a video is not going to do well too. But then sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I'm like, this is going to do so well, and then it's just awful. And then the opposite. Sometimes it's a video I didn't even put any real effort in and I'm kind of bummed on it. And then it does really well, like all of a sudden. So YouTube's weird. It's very random.
So on the comment section, you read a lot of comments and respond to them. Are you involved in that?
I read them quite a bit. Yeah. And I try to respond. As often as I can. I'm actually really bummed. Like 2 years ago, this happened to pretty much everyone that's a family-friendly channel. But YouTube did like a huge sweep of like weird comments on YouTube. And to protect themselves, they disabled comments on pretty much every single family-friendly channel, which stinks. I understand why they did it. It was like to protect, everything. But yeah, like all my old videos, except for the past 2 years, don't have comments anymore. And they did it to millions of channels. It was because of one like comment section, like on a random video somewhere. And to protect themselves, they disabled comments on everything. So I'm actually really bummed I can't go back and look at what people said on my old videos.
That's so interesting because when I was looking into your channel and reading some stuff, I went to, I think it was I Can't Even, and I was looking, I was like,
there's no comments.
I would love to see what the comments are on something like this. And then I scrolled down and I couldn't find the comments. So
yeah,
that makes total sense.
That's why.
Yeah.
And people message me often. They're like, why did you disable all the comments? I'm like, I didn't. YouTube did it to everyone. I mean, not everyone. If you're a not family-friendly channel, you're fine. It's it happened to like me and all my friends. Yeah. Sucks.
What made you then want to, and I admire the decision to stay family friendly and sort of ride through that, but why did you personally want to keep your channel that way?
Um, I've always not been like offensive, really. Like I've just never been super offensive, I guess is the word. But I get so many comments and emails and DMs of parents thanking me for being something they can watch, that their kids can watch. And I'm also, at the same time, I don't want to be I'm not a kids channel. Like I genuinely want to make videos for every single person to watch, but that includes kids. And I want them to be able to watch it safely in their living room, or like if a dad is watching me and their kid's in the other room, I don't want to be like cussing like crazy and they have to turn it off because the kid's in the other room. I just want every single person to be able to watch it. That's pretty much it.
That's awesome.
I think that's a great perspective. Yeah.
Should be that way too. There's no need
Yeah.
for that, especially when you put yourself online. You've become someone, an idol for someone to look up to. And hopefully they can see the path that you've gone down, right? And they can say, if I really find something I love and I put my feet to the ground here, I could become really good friends with Sam Tabor.
Definitely. I've gotten messages like that. So, and I understand the feeling. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
But I also really enjoy channels that aren't family friendly too. I think there's like some people that just absolutely do it well, and it's hilarious. Like, you know, I watch a lot of channels that I think are hilarious that aren't family friendly. But for me personally, I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah, very cool. I'm curious about the handboarding too, and how you got your start with that, and how that became such a big driver of content with your YouTube channel.
My old roommate, Eric Kinslow, we did like fake handboarding all the time, like literally on a skateboard, and you would grab the bottom of the board and just flip it around. And we just made goofy videos of that sometimes because why not? And that was that. And then I don't remember how I got my first handboard. I think my other roommate, Casey, I think his mom got him like a $1 handboard. It was awful. And I just like dorked around with it and got pretty good at it. And then I bought like a $50 old, because Tech Deck doesn't make handboards anymore.
Okay.
They used to, like back when I was a kid, but they don't make them anymore. So they're really expensive now. Like if you go on eBay and like, if you find one, it's like $100 now.
Holy cow.
For like a piece of plastic. And I just got one, and every single time I exported a video for like years, I was handboarding while I was exporting. And I did it not just when I was exporting, but I don't know. I just get like, it just all made sense in my head, and I just did it all the time, and it was really fun. And I genuinely, I mean, I don't take handboarding serious because it's not serious. It's a toy. It's like,
yeah,
but it is so fun. And it makes me understand skating a little more, because if you can do it on, I mean, I'm not saying if you can do it on a handboard, you can do it on a skateboard. That's not true. But you understand the flips and stuff, and the hand positioning to the foot positioning. So
I was going to ask that exact question because I was watching your recent video where you're handboarding your entire house. Yeah. And I was thinking, wow, watching the way you move your hands helps me understand visually a lot more of what's going on with these tricks.
Right.
And I was going to ask how that maybe benefited your own skating, like actual skating.
I personally don't think I've learned any skate trick from learning a handboard trick first. But it definitely gives me a concept of like how to learn things. For example, actually yesterday, I was just doing full cab flips on a handboard, like a fakie 360 kick flip. Mm-hmm. And that's a trick I want to learn on a skateboard. And I was like understanding it. I was like, okay, because you don't have, the thing is you don't have shoulders with a handboard.
Like, oh yeah.
You have to use your entire body with a skateboard. So it's totally harder. But I was like landing on the nose on the handboard like a certain way. And I was like, if I can land on the nose on a skateboard like this, then I could do it. So that's a trick I actually want to learn. So we'll see. If I learn that trick, I'll know handboarding had an impact on it.
That would be very interesting. Hopefully we can see you post something about that on your channel so we can see if it actually comes true.
Yeah, hopefully soon I'll land that.
Half cab like a kickflip would be. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I could have cap when I was
Yeah.
like, a kid, and now we built a mini ramp at my house in Washington, Drew and I.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
yeah, now I have a project ramp which is in the side of my house, but it's just all taken apart.
Oh, gotcha. Need to rebuild it. Get back on it.
But it's in process. 5-month old. Has
Oh,
taken
yeah.
a little bit of my time, but yeah, it'll hopefully this summer I can finish it. But you have a mini ramp, right?
I do. Yeah, it's new. Got it like 2 months ago, I think.
The dream, right? You probably grew up wanting that. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I wish it hasn't clicked with me yet. Like I've never been good at transition. And I don't know. I feel like in skateboarding, there are moments where things just click and all of a sudden you're better. And that hasn't happened with me on the mini ramp yet. So I'm hoping it's really fun though. And like having people, I haven't had people over other than one at a time, but I can't wait to have like a big session on that thing. Cause that's why I wanted it. I wanted people to be able to come over and we all just hang out and skate it. But yeah, it makes sense to me. Like I know my tricks that I can do, and it's hard to progress past that right now for me.
Well, and I think with the group, you see someone else do something, and just kind of like that handboard mentality. You're like, oh, I didn't think I could do that. And then you're doing it and pushing each other.
Yeah, the times when I improve on a skateboard is when I'm with someone that's way better. Yeah.
And so as your channel grows, right? I don't think we ever say congratulations for 1 million, but as you hit this, an early congratulations. Where do you see yourself going? Is it going to be, more of the same? Is there anything really interesting that you're going to add? Are you going to start to focus, obviously, a little bit more on the gaming side as you grow that?
Yeah, because you're growing 2 channels now.
Yeah. Basically, what I want my skate channel to be is like a kind of hangout vibe, if that makes sense. Like, and
yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I've been pretty successful with that, but it's really hard filming just by myself, which I have to do right now. And so I can't wait for all this to be over because I want my channel to go back to that feel good, hang out with your friends vibe. And I think I always want it to be like that. The gaming channel doesn't have as many subscribers as my main channel, but it is like vastly better right now, like success wise, which is awesome because I have a huge passion for video games. I've always played video games. I love them. So yeah, like I could see myself doing more videos on the gaming channel. The skate channel is more hard to film for sure. It just takes more energy. It takes more effort. If I just suck at skating in a video, I can't really post it, like if I don't land the thing that I'm trying to do, like I feel like I just wasted people's time. So something that's kind of funny is YouTube just announced 8-minute videos now can get mid-roll ads. And it sounds really funny, but like most YouTubers have a pressure of meeting a 10-minute video for that reason. Mid-roll ads actually like changed the game for a lot of people. Like it just makes way more money, and people don't, it's so normal on YouTube now. People don't even complain about mid-roll ads, at least on my channel ever. So it's really funny. If YouTube starts going in the direction of shorter videos, I think that could be a very beneficial thing. And maybe I could put out more videos if my videos are able to be shorter. So thought about that. I don't know. Not that mid-roll ads are the only reason to make shorter videos, but I think that's interesting that YouTube could be taking the direction of people making shorter videos, because I personally enjoy shorter videos.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and if you're doing it as a full-time gig, it only benefits you because your content is probably better because you can get more content out. Really,
exactly. Yeah.
With the community, and no, it's cool. I didn't know that they dropped that time. We obviously, our YouTube channel is pretty new, and we don't have to worry about hitting 10 minutes.
Yeah, we better get down to that 8-minute mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Interviews.
See, podcasts and interviews, I love them though. I don't like when it's like a 20-minute I guess like if it was a 20-minute skate video, to me, that's really long.
Yeah.
But like if it's something interesting, people are talking a lot, I can definitely get into it.
Yeah.
I like the podcasts too because I like look for ones that are over 30 minutes almost sometimes so that I know I can just set my laptop over there and put the
Yeah.
headphones on and just walk around and do stuff and do my chores while listening. And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have to worry about what autoplay is gonna put on next, something like that.
Yeah, I always listen to podcasts driving or
Yep.
on an airplane. To me, that's like where to do it.
Well, the
Yeah.
commute has been killed right now. I listen to it every day when I would go to work, and now the commute's kind of on.
Oh, right.
So,
Yeah.
well, hey man.
See, I wish I was a photo editor and I didn't have to listen to things because I would be listening to podcasts all the time editing photos.
Yeah.
But I can't do it editing
True.
videos. It stinks. I thought about that a lot.
I didn't. You got to listen to the audio and the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to get repetitive at some point too. Listening, cutting things.
Yeah. Hearing my voice constantly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I do not enjoy doing.
No.
Yeah, it's very annoying hearing yourself.
Well, hey man. Let's call it here. We definitely can do a secondary one later on. You know, I guess now you're in the millions soon to be. Maybe we contact you, get back at 1.25 or another milestone 1.5, which I don't think is far out of your range to get to. So
We'll see. Yeah.
yeah, and when Drew lives in Cincinnati, so when I come out to Cincinnati, we'll hit you up. We'll play some NFL Blitz.
Nice. Heck yeah.
After COVID, obviously. So
Yeah.
well, hey, it was an awesome time talking to you. Really appreciate your time and look forward to talking soon. And congratulations again on 1 million. It's an amazing accomplishment, and you should be really proud of that.
Thank
Definitely
you very
big
much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.